Ella sat on her bed, staring out the window at the bright blue sky. The sun was shining, but her heart felt heavy. It had been 3 months since her best friend Mia moved to another city. They had been inseparable for years, sharing secrets, dreams, and countless laughs. Now with Mia gone, the silence in Ella's room felt louder than ever. Every corner of Ella's room reminded her of Mia. The posters on the walls, the shared books on the shelf, and the little notes they had written to each other all held memories of happier times. She missed Mia's laughter and the way they would spend hours talking about everything and nothing at all. Ella felt a deep emptiness inside her, a longing for the connection they once had. The distance between them was not just physical. It felt like an unbridgeable gap that made her feel sad and alone. Ella picked up her phone, scrolling through photos of her and Mia together. She smiled at some of the memories but quickly felt tears well up in her eyes. She wanted to reach out to Mia, to share her feelings and let her know how much she missed her. But the thought of sending a message made her hesitate. What if Mia was too busy? What if she had made new friends and didn't want to talk to her anymore? These thoughts swirled in her mind, leaving her feeling even more isolated. One afternoon, Ella decided to take a walk to clear her head. As she walked through the park, she saw children playing and families enjoying the sunshine. The laughter around her felt like a reminder of the joy she was missing. She found a quiet bench and sat down, hoping to find some peace. As she sat, there she noticed an elderly man feeding the birds. He seemed so happy, smiling and talking to the birds as they gathered around him. Watching him, Ella felt a sudden rush of hope. If that man could find joy in such simple things, maybe she could find a way to reconnect with Mia. She remembered how they used to write letters to each other when they were younger. The excitement of receiving a handwritten letter was something special. Maybe she could do that again. Ella pulled out her notebook and began to write. She poured her heart onto the pages, sharing her feelings of sadness and longing. She wrote about how much she missed their time together and how she wished they could talk like they used to. She even included funny stories that reminded her of their adventures. As she wrote, she felt a weight lift off her shoulders. It was as if the act of expressing her feelings brought her closer to Mia, even if only in spirit. Once she finished the letter, Ella felt a sense of accomplishment. She sealed it in an envelope, writing Mia's address on the front. It was a small step, but it felt significant. She decided to mail it that very day. The thought of Mia reading her words made her feel excited and hopeful. When Ella returned home, she felt lighter. She realized that though they were far apart, their friendship still held power. Even if they couldn't see each other every day, they could still share their lives in other ways. With each passing day, she felt more determined to keep their connection alive. Several days later, Ella received a letter in the mail. Her heart raced as she tore open the envelope. It was from Mia. As she read, she felt a flood of happiness wash over her. Mia had written back, sharing stories of her new life and how much she missed Ella too. She mentioned how she was looking forward to visiting and suggested they set up a regular time to talk on video calls. Tears of joy filled Ella's eyes. She realized that reaching out had been the right choice. They could still be there for each other, even from a distance. This thought filled her with hope. No matter how far apart they were, their bond remained strong. From that day on, Ella made it a point to stay connected with Mia. They started scheduling weekly video calls and sending letters back and forth. With every message, their friendship grew stronger, proving that love and connection could overcome any distance. Ella understood now that even when friends move away, they can still be close at heart, and that brought her more joy than she had ever thought possible. Ella woke up early the next morning, the sunlight streaming through her window. She felt a sense of excitement as she remembered the letter from Mia. For the first time in weeks, she felt hopeful. She knew that their friendship could survive the distance, and she was determined to keep that connection alive. After breakfast, Ella decided to take a walk to clear her mind and plan how to reach out to Mia again. As she strolled through her neighborhood, the familiar sights brought back memories of their adventures together. She passed the small cafe where they used to spend weekends, sipping hot chocolate and laughing over silly stories. Each place reminded her of the fun times they had shared, and she felt a mix of nostalgia and longing. While walking, Ella thought about what Mia had written in her last letter. Mia mentioned that she missed their talks and how she wished they could share more of their lives. Inspired by this, Ella came up with an idea. What if she created a scrapbook to send to Mia? It would be a collection of their memories, filled with photos, drawings, and little notes. This could help bridge the gap between them and show Mia how much she cared. With a newfound sense of purpose, Ella rushed home and gathered supplies. She found an old scrapbook that had been collecting, dust on her shelf along with markers, glue, and colorful paper. She spent the entire afternoon working on it, pouring her heart into each page. She included pictures of them at the park, snapshots of their first day at school, and even silly selfies they had taken together. As Ella crafted the scrapbook, she felt a wave of happiness wash over her. Each memory reminded her of the special bond they shared. She wrote little captions beside each photo, sharing her thoughts and feelings. "Remember when we got lost at the fair?" She wrote next to a picture of them with cotton candy. "I never laughed so hard." When she finished the scrapbook, it was like holding a piece of their friendship in her hands. Ella carefully wrapped it in colorful paper and added a note. In the note, she told Mia how much she missed her and how she hoped the scrapbook would remind her of all the fun times they had shared. After sealing the package, Ella felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She hoped Mia would love it. She rushed to the post office, sending the scrapbook off with a sense of relief. She had taken a step to reconnect, and that made her feel strong. Days went by, and Ella eagerly checked the mail every day, hoping for another letter from Mia. She thought about their video calls and how much fun it would be to see Mia's reaction when she received the scrapbook. Each time she saw the mailman, her heart raced with anticipation. Finally, a week later, Ella returned home from school to find a package waiting for her on the doorstep. Her heart leaped with joy as she recognized Mia's handwriting on the return address. She quickly opened the package, revealing a beautifully decorated box. Inside, she found a scrapbook of Mia's own. Mia had put together her own collection of memories, filled with photos, drawings, and notes just like Ella's. Each page was bursting with color and joy, showcasing their adventures and the laughter they had shared. Ella felt tears of happiness fill her eyes as she flipped through the pages, reading Mia's loving words. Mia had also included a note that read, "Ella, I miss you so much. Thank you for the amazing scrapbook. I love it. Let's plan a video call this weekend. I can't wait to catch up." Overwhelmed with joy, Ella quickly grabbed her phone and messaged Mia, setting up the call for Saturday. She felt a wave of excitement wash over her as she thought about seeing Mia's face again. The distance between them no longer felt like a barrier. It was just a challenge they could overcome together. When Saturday arrived, Ella prepared for the call with enthusiasm. She set up her laptop, decorated her room a bit with fairy lights, and even made some snacks to enjoy during their chat. As the video call connected, Mia's smiling face appeared on the screen. "Ella," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "I missed you." "I missed you too," Ella replied, her heart swelling with happiness. For the next hour, they talked and laughed, sharing stories about their lives and the new things they were experiencing. Ella realized that even though they were apart, their friendship was still very much alive. They could still share moments, support each other, and create new memories, no matter the distance. As they ended the call, Ella felt a renewed sense of hope. She understood now that friendship could flourish even when friends were far apart. With a heart full of love and determination, she knew she would always find a way to stay connected with Mia, no matter where life took them. Ella woke up with a smile the next morning. After her video call with Mia, she felt filled with warmth and hope. Seeing Mia's face and hearing her laughter had reminded Ella just how strong their friendship was, even from afar. But as the day went on, a familiar feeling of sadness crept back in. While they had connected over video, Ella still wished they could share more experiences together, like they used to. As she got ready for school, Ella thought about all the little things she missed doing with Mia. They used to walk to school together, share lunch, and talk about their dreams for the future. Now every time Ella saw her classmates giggling together, she felt a pang of loneliness. She longed for the days when she and Mia could share everything without hesitation. In her first class, Ella sat quietly, doodling in her notebook. She drew pictures of her and Mia having fun, riding bikes, playing at the park, and having sleepovers. Each drawing brought back a memory, but it also made her miss Mia even more. Ella wished she could do something special to show Mia how much she cared. Then an idea struck her. What if she organized a virtual celebration? Ella's heart raced with excitement as she imagined the possibilities. She could plan a virtual party where they could invite their friends to join in and celebrate their friendship. It would be a way to include Mia, even if she was miles away. Ella quickly jotted down her ideas: games, music, and maybe even a shared movie night over video call. After school, Ella rushed home and started planning her virtual celebration. She created colorful invitations and sent them to all of their mutual friends, explaining the idea in a fun and exciting way. She also wrote a special message for Mia, inviting her to be the guest of honor. Ella felt a wave of happiness as she imagined how thrilled Mia would be to see everyone and feel included again. As the days passed, Ella worked hard to prepare for the celebration. She gathered decorations, picked out music, and even planned fun games they could play online. She made sure everything would be perfect, hoping it would show Mia just how much she meant to her. Finally, the day of the virtual celebration arrived. Ella felt a mix of excitement and nerves as she set everything up in her living room. She decorated with colorful streamers and balloons, creating a festive atmosphere. When the time came, she logged onto the video call, her heart racing. One by one, their friends joined the call, and soon the screen was filled with familiar faces. Ella felt a surge of joy as she saw Mia's face pop up on the screen, her eyes shining with happiness. "Wow, Ella, this looks amazing," Mia exclaimed, her smile wide. "Thank you. I wanted to do something special for you," Ella replied, her voice full of excitement. "I miss you so much, and I thought this would be a fun way to celebrate our friendship." As the celebration began, the friends played games, shared stories, and laughed together. They even did a virtual dance party, moving around in their respective homes. Ella felt her heart swell with joy as she watched Mia laugh and dance, forgetting the distance for a little while. It was as if they were all together in one room, sharing the moment. After a few games, Ella decided to surprise Mia with something special. She had prepared a slideshow filled with pictures of their memories over the years. As she started the slideshow, she narrated the stories behind each photo, describing the laughter and adventures they had shared. Mia's eyes sparkled with tears of joy as she watched. "This is so beautiful, Ella. I can't believe how much fun we've had together," she said, her voice filled with emotion. Ella smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. She had turned her longing into action, creating a moment that brought them closer together. "No matter how far apart we are, we'll always have these memories," she said, her heart full of hope. As the celebration came to an end, Ella felt grateful for the connection they had rekindled. They promised to continue having virtual hangouts and share their lives no matter the distance. In that moment, Ella realized that while distance might separate them physically, it could never diminish the strength of their friendship. She had found a way to bring joy and hope back into their lives, proving that love and connection could overcome any obstacle. And with that thought, Ella knew that no matter where life took them, she and Mia would always find a way to stay close at heart. After the wonderful virtual celebration, Ella felt a renewed sense of hope. Even though Mia lived far away, their friendship had grown stronger through their efforts to stay connected. But as days turned into weeks, Ella still felt a twinge of sadness. She wanted to share more experiences with Mia, not just through screens and letters, but in real life. One afternoon, while sitting in her favorite spot by the window, Ella stared at the clouds drifting lazily across the sky. She thought about how much she missed having Mia by her side. They used to dream together about the future, traveling the world, going to college, and even starting a business. Ella realized that those dreams felt incomplete without Mia. Suddenly, An idea sparked in her mind. What if she planned a trip to visit Mia? It would be a chance for them to create new memories and strengthen their bond. Ella's heart raced at the thought. She quickly grabbed her notebook and began jotting down ideas for her trip. She listed everything she wanted to do with Mia, exploring the city, trying new foods, and visiting all the places they had talked about. But as she wrote, doubt crept in. What if her parents said no? What if they couldn't afford the trip? Ella felt a wave of uncertainty wash over her, but then she remembered how far she had come since Mia moved away. She had already taken steps to keep their friendship alive, and this could be another step forward. Ella decided she would talk to her parents and share her idea. That evening, Ella gathered her courage and approached her parents. "Mom, Dad, can I talk to you about something important?" she asked, her heart pounding. They nodded, sitting down at the kitchen table, curious about what she had to say. "I want to visit Mia for a weekend," Ella said, her voice steady but filled with hope. "We haven't seen each other in months, and I think it would mean a lot to both of us." Her parents exchanged glances. "That's a big step, Ella. How do you plan to get there?" her dad asked gently. "I've been thinking about it. I could take a train and I'll save up some money from my allowance," Ella replied, feeling more confident as she spoke. "We can plan fun activities together, just like we used to." Her mom smiled. "It sounds like a wonderful idea, but we need to make sure it's safe and practical. Let's talk about it together and see how we can make it work." Ella felt a surge of hope as her parents agreed to help her plan the trip. They discussed the details, including travel costs and safety measures. With their support, Ella felt empowered and excited about the possibility of seeing Mia again. Over the next few weeks, Ella worked hard to save money. She took on extra chores around the house and helped neighbors with simple tasks. Each dollar she saved brought her closer to her goal. She also kept in touch with Mia, sharing her plans and building anticipation for the visit. Mia was thrilled and couldn't wait to show Ella her new city. Finally, the day of Ella's trip arrived. She woke up early, filled with excitement and a little nervousness. After a quick breakfast, her parents drove her to the train station. As she hugged them, goodbye, she felt a mix of gratitude and love. They had supported her dream, and now she was ready to make it a reality. The train ride felt like a journey into a new world. Ella watched the landscape change from her window, feeling a sense of freedom and adventure. She thought about all the memories she and Mia would create together, and her heart raced with anticipation. When Ella arrived at Mia's city, she could hardly contain her excitement. Mia was waiting for her at the station, waving wildly. When their eyes met, they both ran into each other's arms, laughing and crying at the same time. "You made it!" Mia exclaimed, her face glowing with joy. "I wouldn't miss it for the world," Ella replied, her heart full. Over the weekend, they explored the city, trying new foods and visiting parks, just as they had dreamed. They took pictures, shared stories, and created new memories that would last a lifetime. Ella felt more connected to Mia than ever before, and every moment they spent together reinforced the bond they shared. As the trip came to an end, Ella realized that distance could never break their friendship. They had proven that love and effort could bridge any gap. She returned home with a heart full of hope and a deeper understanding that true friendships could endure anything. Ella smiled, knowing that no matter where life took them, she and Mia would always find a way to stay close at heart, and that was a journey worth taking. After Ella's wonderful visit with Mia, she returned home with a heart full of joy and memories. Their weekend together had been everything she had hoped for, but a small part of her still felt a pang of sadness. Now that Mia was back in her city, and Ella was back in hers, they were once again separated by distance. The thought of not being able to see Mia whenever she wanted made Ella feel lonely. As the days passed, Ella settled back into her routine. She attended school, completed her chores, and spent time with her family. But no matter how busy she was, her thoughts often drifted to Mia. They had promised to keep in touch and continue sharing their lives, but Ella couldn't shake the feeling that it wouldn't be the same as being together in person. One afternoon, while Ella was doing her homework, She felt an overwhelming urge to reach out to Mia. She grabbed her phone, opened up the messaging app, and stared at the screen. She wanted to tell Mia how much she missed her, but she didn't know how to express her feelings. What could she say that would capture the depth of her emotions? After a few moments of hesitation, Ella decided to just be honest. She typed, "Hey, Mia, I've been thinking about you a lot. I really miss you. I had so much fun during my visit. I wish we could hang out like that all the time." She hit send and felt a mix of relief and anxiety. Mia replied almost immediately, "I miss you, too, Ella. I had the best time ever. We need to plan another visit soon." Ella felt warmth spread through her heart at Mia's words. It felt good to know that Mia missed her just as much. As the conversation continued, they shared updates about their lives and talked about their favorite memories from the weekend. They laughed about the silly things they did and promised to keep making plans to connect. But Ella still felt a lingering sadness that they were apart. That night, as Ella lay in bed, she thought about how much she valued her friendship with Mia. It was clear that they both wanted to stay connected, but she wondered if there was more she could do to bridge the gap. Ella wanted to find a way to bring a piece of Mia into her everyday life. The next day, while walking home from school, an idea struck her. What if they created a friendship project together? They could work on something that expressed their bond and shared experiences. Ella could create a scrapbook, and they could both add to it whenever they had time. It would be a way to keep each other close and share their lives no matter the distance. Excited about her idea, Ella rushed home and grabbed her art supplies. She started working on the scrapbook, decorating the cover with bright colors and stickers. She decided to call it Our Friendship Journey. Ella planned to send the scrapbook to Mia once it was filled with memories. She imagined how happy Mia would be to receive it and how they could each add their own pages. The thought of sharing their lives in this way filled her with hope. Over the next few weeks, Ella filled the scrapbook with pictures, notes, and drawings. She included memories from her visit, along with new experiences from her daily life. She wrote about her school projects, her favorite books, and the new things she had tried. Each page was a reminder of their friendship and the love they shared. Finally, the scrapbook was ready to be sent. Ella carefully packaged it up, ensuring everything was protected. She wrote a heartfelt letter to Mia, expressing how much she valued their friendship and how she hoped this scrapbook would bring them closer together, even when they were apart. With her heart racing, Ella headed to the post office. She felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as she mailed the package. She couldn't wait for Mia to receive it and see all the love and thought she had put into it. A few days later, Ella received a message from Mia. "Ella, I got the scrapbook. It's amazing. I love everything you wrote and added. Thank you so much." Mia's words brought a huge smile to Ella's face. She felt a warm glow inside, knowing that her effort had made Mia happy. As they continued to share their lives through the scrapbook, Ella realized that distance didn't have to mean separation. Their friendship was stronger than ever, and they had found a way to keep each other close in heart and spirit. Ella felt hopeful about the future, knowing that as long as they both cared, their bond would only continue to grow. No matter how far apart they were, Ella understood that true friendship could overcome any distance, and she was grateful for the love they shared. As the weeks turned into months, Ella and Mia continued to share their lives through their scrapbook project. They exchanged updates, stories, and pictures, each sending their completed pages back and forth. This creative way of connecting kept their friendship alive. But Ella still felt an ache of longing to be with Mia in person again. The distance sometimes felt too great, even with their heartfelt letters and the scrapbook they cherished. One evening, while working on her homework, Ella received a text from Mia. "Hey, guess what? I'm coming to visit next month." The words lit up Ella's phone screen and her heart raced with excitement. "Really? That's amazing," she replied, eager to hear more. Mia's next message explained that her parents had planned a trip to Ella's city and wanted to include a few days for Mia to spend time with her. Ella could hardly believe it. The thought of seeing Mia again filled her with joy. "I can't wait," Ella typed back, her fingers flying over the keyboard. We have so much to catch up on. As the days passed, Ella counted down the time until Mia's visit. She made a list of all the things they could do together. They would revisit their favorite cafe, spend time in the park, and even have a movie night just like old times. The excitement bubbled inside her, pushing away any lingering feelings of sadness. When the day finally arrived, Ella woke up early, unable to contain her excitement. She quickly got dressed, made her bed, and tidied up her room. She wanted everything to be perfect for Mia's arrival. After breakfast, she paced around her house, checking the time repeatedly. Finally, she heard the sound of a car pulling into the driveway. Ella rushed to the door, her heart pounding. When she opened it, there stood Mia, beaming with happiness. "Ella!" Mia exclaimed, and they embraced tightly, both laughing and crying at the same time. It felt like no time had passed since they had last seen each other, even though it had been months. "Come in. I've missed you so much," Ella said, pulling Mia into the living room. They spent the next few hours talking and catching up on everything: school, friends, and all the little things that had happened in their lives. It was as if the distance had vanished, and they were back to being the best friends they had always been. After lunch, Ella suggested they go for a walk in the nearby park. The weather was perfect and the flowers were in full bloom. As they strolled along the path, they reminisced about their old adventures, laughing about the times they got lost or tried new things together. Each memory brought a smile to their faces and made Ella feel grateful for their friendship. "Remember when we tried to bake cookies and made a huge mess in the kitchen?" Mia laughed. Ella nodded, her cheeks flushed with laughter. "Yes, and we ended up just ordering pizza instead." They both burst into giggles, feeling the warmth of their shared experiences. As they walked, Ella noticed a small pond in the park, where ducks were swimming peacefully. "Let's feed the ducks," she suggested. They found some bread in Ella's backpack and tossed pieces to the ducks, watching them waddle and quack excitedly. It was a simple but joyful moment that reminded Ella of how much she had missed doing these little things with Mia. Later, they settled on a bench, catching their breath after their playful antics. Mia turned to Ella, her expression serious. "I'm really glad I came to visit. I missed you more than I can say," she admitted. Ella felt her heart swell. "I missed you too. It's hard being apart, but I'm so happy we've kept our friendship strong." Mia smiled, her eyes shining. "We can always find a way to stay connected no matter the distance. I promise to visit more often, and we can keep sending each other our scrapbook pages." Ella felt a wave of hope wash over her. "Yes, and we can plan trips to each other's cities. There's so much to explore together." The thought of future adventures filled Ella with excitement. Before the sun began to set, they took a few selfies by the pond, capturing their happiness. As they returned home, Ella realized that even though distance could sometimes feel heavy, the love they shared made it lighter. They had proven that true friendship could overcome anything, and every moment they spent together was a treasure. That night, as Mia prepared to leave, Ella hugged her tightly. "Thank you for coming. This was the best day ever. Let's do it again soon," Mia promised. And Ella knew this was only the beginning of many more memories. With hope in her heart, Ella understood that their friendship would always thrive, no matter how far apart they were. And that thought filled her with joy as she closed her eyes, dreaming of all the adventures yet to come. Ella woke up the next morning feeling a mix of happiness and sadness. Mia had gone home after their wonderful weekend together, and although their time spent together had been magical, the void left behind felt heavy. She missed Mia's laughter, and the way it felt to share every moment with her best friend. As Ella moved through her morning routine, she remembered all the fun they had shared, the walks in the park, the silly jokes, and even the quiet moments when they simply enjoyed each other's company. Each memory brought a smile to her face, but it also made her realize how much she wanted to maintain that connection. After breakfast, Ella grabbed her phone and began scrolling through the pictures they had taken during Mia's visit. Her heart swelled as she looked at the happy faces captured in the photos. She wanted to keep that happiness alive, so she decided to send a message to Mia. "Hey Mia, I had the best time with you. I miss you already. Let's plan our next adventure soon, she typed, hoping to inspire a new idea for their friendship. Mia replied quickly, her excitement evident in her words. I miss you too. I loved every moment. Let's make a plan. How about we start a new project together? Something we can both work on from our own cities. Ella's heart raced at the thought. She loved the idea of continuing their connection through a shared project. What do you have in mind? She asked, curious about what Mia was thinking. How about we create a digital scrapbook together? We can each add our favorite memories, photos, and even things we want to do in the future. It will be like a friendship bucket list, Mia suggested. Ella beamed at the idea. That sounds amazing. We can include places we want to visit together and things we want to try. Let's make it colorful and fun. They spent the next hour brainstorming ideas for their digital scrapbook. They listed things like visiting a beach, going to a concert, and trying new recipes. Ella felt her spirits lift as they shared their dreams and aspirations. It was a beautiful reminder of the bond they shared, and it gave her hope for the future. As they worked on their project over the next few days, Ella found herself feeling more connected to Mia than ever. They would video call each other to discuss new entries for the scrapbook, and with each call their friendship grew stronger. They laughed and shared stories about their lives, giving Ella a sense of closeness that she had feared was lost. One evening, while working on the scrapbook, Mia suggested they add a section for letters. We can write letters to each other about how we're feeling or what we're learning. It will be like sharing a diary, she said. Ella loved the idea. That's perfect. We can keep each other updated on our lives and remind each other of our dreams, she replied, feeling excited about this new addition. As they continued to fill their scrapbook with memories, letters, and dreams, Ella realized that distance was just a number. They had found a way to nurture their friendship, and every entry in the scrapbook was a testament to their love and connection. One afternoon, while Ella was working on her section of the scrapbook, she came up with another idea. She wanted to create a video montage of their favorite memories. She gathered all the photos and clips from their time together and started editing them into a fun video. She added music that reminded her of the fun times they had shared. When she sent the finished video to Mia, she felt nervous but excited. She couldn't wait to see Mia's reaction. A few moments later, Mia called her face lighting up the screen. Ella, I love it. This is so wonderful. You're so creative. Ella felt a rush of happiness at Mia's words. I wanted to show you how much our friendship means to me. We can keep adding to the video as we create new memories. Mia smiled brightly. Yes, I can't wait to add more adventures. You're right. Distance can't stop us. We are going to make this work. As they continued to share their lives, Ella felt a sense of peace settle in her heart. She understood that while distance could be challenging, it could also inspire creativity and effort in their friendship. With each new entry in the scrapbook and every call they shared, they built a bridge that connected their hearts, proving that love and friendship could overcome any obstacle. Ella lay in bed that night, feeling grateful for Mia and their bond. She knew that as long as they cared for each other, their friendship would always thrive. No matter the miles between them, they would continue to dream, create, and support one another. And that thought filled her with hope for the future, knowing that their friendship was a beautiful journey that would last a lifetime.